Okay, y'all. What's up? Shout out to everybody that's going to come in the building. 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. Okay, y'all. What's up? Just making sure y'all can hear me. Let me do some invites, some shares. Let me get this party started. If you in the YouTube, tune in. If you in the Facebook, tune in. Can I get a shizare? Thank you for everybody that supports the movement. Coom. Come home. You already know. Alright, so yeah. I love y'all.
Sojourner, I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner.
Peace to everybody in the Facebook. Peace to everybody in the YouTube. What's up?
I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner. I'm a soul holy man. I'm dressed in white, but I know that my soul ain't right.
What's up? If you in here, state your name, put it in the comment section.
I'm not healthy myself. I try to make the people free, but the slaves don't wanna be free. How can I take your pain when I'm trapped dealing with this pain? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sojourning, trying to live this life that I'm learning. Sojourning.
Peace to everybody in the watch party.
Sojourner.
Peace to everybody in the YouTube. Peace to everybody in the Facebook. Peace to everybody on the simulcast.
I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner.
What up, y'all?
I'm a sojourner. I'm a sojourner. I'm a soul.
I'm setting up the invites. Like I said, if you in here, put something in the comment section. You are relevant. You are definitely relevant. Peace to everybody. What's up, y'all? Peace to the family. I'm feeling really good right now. Feeling really good. So I'm going to talk about a couple things today. Of course, you know I'm going to talk about the Codex. I'm going to build on the science. I love y'all. Thank you for everybody that supports the movement. Thank you. What up? If you in the building, put up a we. You already know what it's all about. Take this off. Yeah. Alright, I'm good. They like, if I hoodie up like that, they gonna be like, yo, he's jihading for real. Stop it. Only got a couple more invites and then I'm gonna start to build. I'm having fun. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday. So should I be talking about President's Day today? No. I am not. I'm not going to be talking about President's Day today. If you got a day off of work, if the kids got a day off of school, God bless y'all. But I definitely will not be talking about President's Day. What's up? I'm going to build on the science. Peace to everybody. Can I get a shizare? Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. You already know. Peace to all the messiahs. Shout out to Sister Juanita. I see you, I see you, I see you. Shout out to Sister Dominique. Shout out to Sister Precious Diamante. Shout out. Shout out to you if you in the building. What up? Okay, so I'm definitely gonna talk about a couple things. I'm gonna talk about a couple things tonight. I'm gonna keep it basic. I'm gonna keep it basic, and it is what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real basic. I'm gonna keep it real basic tonight. You know, I did a couple videos on the language itself and how to write in the Codex. I think those are videos that people should review. Those are videos that people should review. I'm going to continue to do videos like that, where I break down the Codex letter for letter and essentially get people an idea of what it means. All right? And what it means. So thank you for your support. I'm going to do my best to provide some clarity for everyone. Clarity. You know, on the Codex itself. Peace to everybody that supports. Thank you. I think I'm almost done the shares and the invites, and I'm ready to get this party started. Thank you. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you for always hating on my videos sometimes, shutting me down. It's all good. Thank you for everybody that shares and supports. Alright, so let me do it like this. Let me start it off. Bow. We in here. Alright, so what's up, y'all? Pardon me, I'm trying to put on these headphones. Hopefully this will suffice for the situation. So there's a couple of things I wanted to break down today. Just a couple things. All right, I'm gonna break down the 171. Now, this 171 right here is Shu Awutalakum Thuwalu, which is the Thuwalu Aboriginal Tribal Declaration of Trust. This is the Wundu Prayer Manual Meditation. This Wundu Prayer Meditation Manual. All right. So hopefully people can get that. That is the title of this book. If you don't have this book, let me know. Let me know. Get up with the movement. Get up with me or Sister Jasmine Thompson, or just get up with the Purple Heart Squad in general, and we will share this book with you. All right. So you should know generally speaking, why we have a triangle, why we have a square and a circle, and why these things are assembled like this. This is not just artistic. Real talk. For somebody that want to know, this is not just artistic stuff. This is actually, it all has a symbolic meaning. It all has a symbolic meaning. So I'll break down various things of what this means in general, what this page in general. So when you open the book, you'll be able to, connect with the cover of the book in general. So you'll be able to connect with the book. All right. So, we define time by the square, the triangle, and the circle. That's how we define time. We define time through the square, the triangle, and the circle. All right. That's just how we operate from the dot. Now, if I say the dot actually means like the center point, the dot. All right. And one of the main things that we exercise in a movement is something that we consider to be 361 degrees in a circle as opposed to 360. All right. So yeah, that's 19 times 19, which actually equals 361. All right. So that's important to understand too about what I share with y'all in reference to the Codex. Okay, so another thing is too with this information that I want people to get is that this information is authentic information. This information actually represents our uniqueness in general as a tribe. It represents us as a family. All right. So yeah, we operate from the triangle, the square, and the circle, or the square, the triangle, and the circle. However you read it, frontwards, backwards, or from the center. However you read it, it still is part of how literally reality manifests itself. Okay, so this 171 represents ascension, essentially. The codex or the code of 171 represents ascension. So if I say shout out to my 171s or my 717s, that literally connects with those that are in the realm of ascension. Now you might say, why is that, Lamel? I got you. Why is that? The reason why is that is because basically the number 1 represents harukment or movement. All right. And then you got the number 7, which represents mujahud, which is more or less like the spiritual warrior. All right, it represents the spiritual warrior, but it essentially represents many other things in reference to the codex. As the 7, it represents the 7 layers of thought. It represents the 7 the 7 days, the 7 planets. It also represents the 7 heavens, all right, of your mind. Hopefully people got that. It represents so many things in reference to the 7. But when you actually go down, you go down on your 7. You go down on the 7. And you might say, Lamel, how do I go down on my 7? I'm going to tell you how you go down on your 7. It's very easy. Because you count your 2 feet, your 2 knees, and you count your 2 hands, and then you count your head. So you got 3 up top, and then you got 4 on the bottom. So the foundation has always been 4. Excuse me. The foundation has literally been 4. Yeah, because if you think about it, if you ever been lost, the universe has placed a way where you can find yourself or you can find your way home, more or less, because you would know north, east, south, and west, because you'll go on your knees and start praying or start connecting with a higher realm. And think about that. You will connect with the higher polarity or the consciousness of yourself. But when you go on your knees and your feet, you essentially connect up with north, east, south, and west naturally. So it's no way you can be lost, because the universe has placed a compass on your body, so you can be able to find yourself wherever you're at. Shout out to our president, Sister Jasmine Thompson. Thank you. She's in the building. Shamel, she who embodies the spirit of melanin. What's up, Queen? Peace to you. My fault. Yeah. So, just breaking this stuff down, I want people to get this. Now you see the black hand and the white hand and the yellow hand MeWe. It's not really, they're both melanated hand MeWes, all right, essentially. All right, nobody in this world lacks melanin except for certain people we know, but essentially everybody has melanin. All right. Thank you for everybody sharing this video. Share it in about 10 groups. I appreciate that. Share it in about 10 groups. All right. So let me break down the Purple Heart. All right. And I don't know if I essentially gave clarity about the square, the triangle, and the circle, but let me give a little bit more clarity on the triangle, the square, and the circle before I move forward. Listen, the square literally represents how we measure you know, it's like balance, more or less. When I was telling you about finding yourself, that's what I was talking about with the square, with north, east, south, and west. Yeah, that was like you being on your knees. So that was like the first principle that you had to learn, more or less, is being able to connect with the foundation so you can connect with the higher principle. And that's why the triangle moves after the square. All right, if you reading from left to right, that's how we reading this, from left to right. All right, so the triangle connects after the square, because literally when we are doing our dates in the Codex, the square comes first, because the square represents the month, and then the triangle represents the moon. It represents the moon, and then the circle represents the world, or the circle of the world. So that's something people need to get also. All right, but you know, connecting with the triangle, you know, hopefully I gave y'all a little bit clarity on that square, why we measure with the square. All right, that represents also the 4 primes. Now you might wonder who and what in the hell are the 4 primes. Now the 4 primes so happen to be, you got neutral prime, you got lunar prime, solar prime, and then you have vector prime. Now these are the primes, these are the ones that guard the universe. Now the primes literally predate the gods. The primes literally predate the Netchers. The primes predate the Rishi or the Yoruba. You say, why is that? Because literally the primes represent the numbers. They represent the number figures of everything, because everything is essentially programmed by numbers. So hopefully people can get that. It's not knocking nobody's religion or spirituality. You know, the primes came before angels, demons, all of that. The primes guard the universe. The primes guard the universe. And it's 4 particular primes that guard the universe. All right? 4 particular primes that guard the universe. Okay? So today so happens to be actually 9/14/17 in a Codex. It's 9/14/17 in a Codex. And hopefully somebody put that in the comment section. It's 9/14/17 in a Codex. Now it's 11/11 right now. Shout out to my 141s. My 141s, you are on time right now. You are on time, and you are in the place to be. You are in the place to be for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You are in the place to be for a reason, y'all. Trust me on that. So shout out to the primes. Okay, it is 11/11. So when we connect with time like this, Like right now, it is a vortex it's a vortex. Only certain people are invited to this vortex. Let me keep it real. This 1111 vortex, only certain people invited to this vortex. So I want y'all to consider yourself special at this moment. And then it goes to 11:12. You might say, well, what is that? Go to Matthew chapter 11 verse 12. I'm taking you on a time frequency, and I don't know where you at, but I'm on the East Coast, and I want you to connect with the realm of thought, and then we will connect the realm of thought wherever you at. All right, but essentially that room 112 represent the heavenly abode of the mind, because the 12 is the crown chakra. It's truly the crown chakra, the 12. All right, Revelations chapter 12 verse 1, which is the 121. Now we look at numbers like in a frequency of thought. Like we look at numbers frontwards, backwards, forwards, up, down, left, right, within the cross. That's the cross. That's how we look at the literally the numbers, which are 4 sevens, which is 28, which represents the number 1 also, or the number 10. 1 and a 0, which is the binary code. Now, the first binary code which was given to y'all, which was a 141. Now you might say, what are you talking about now, Lamel? It's very easy. Listen, in a binary code, when you look at if I gave you 1 and a 0, how many combinations can you come from 1 and a 0? You only can come with 4 combinations, which is 0 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 1, and 0 1, right? So you only can come with 4 combinations. And if I said that wrong, pardon me, but I want y'all to think about that. So when the primes came and manifested, they gave y'all the 10 command keys, which is the binary code to unlock the computer of your mind, to be able to calculate with your mind with a binary sequence. Now you might say, well, how do I do that? I can teach y'all or show y'all how to convert numbers into, or decimals into binary code, or ones and zeros. It's very easy, because if you look at binary deals with a sequence of 141, but it deals with 8 also, because literally a bit is a 1 and a 0, and you think about it, when you was given 613 commandments, why did them 613 commandments, literally connecting with the basic instructions before leaving earth, you was given 613 commandments in the Old Testament of Leviticus, you know what I'm saying? But it adds up to 10, which is another binary code. And then it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten 131, which is Luke chapter 131. If you add it all up, it all comes back to 361, which is 1 and a 0. All right, which is the frequency of binary, which was given to us essentially to adapt or tap into the computer mind. Now I know y'all into the spiritual mind, but I'm ready to tap y'all into the computer mind, the ability to calculate on a spiritual level, the ability to literally take yourself and calculate on a spiritual level as opposed to the physical abode. All right, peace to everybody that's in here. I love y'all. Thank you for everybody that supports the movement. Can I please get a share? This is definitely a good build. I'm gonna keep on sharing some stuff about the 141. Now, like I said, to unlock the universe, y'all was given the 141. The 141. All right, now that goes back to the square, but I'm bringing y'all to the triangle of the build, because literally if you think about it, like I said, you only get 4 combinations from 1 and 0. You get 0 and 0, you get 0 1, you get 1 1, and then you get 1 0. So that's it. That's the 141. So the 10 command keys, which is on your fingers, actually was the code to unlock the computer within. Now you might say, this is really getting deep, Lamel. Yeah, because how you turn bits into decimals is you deal with the frequency of 8. Now I told y'all in the Codex 8 represents matur, which is also rain. Now you might say, really? Yeah, 8 is matur or rain. Now my fault, let me do this real quick. I got y'all. I got y'all, my fault, hold on. Listen. Let me bring this back. Alright, listen, y'all. Alright, y'all in here with me? Cool. Let's continue with the build. And let's continue with the discussion. Let's have fun. Alright, so when the universe, the primes, I want y'all to know something about the primes. Listen. The primes are literally the guardians of the universe. They're the guardians, literally. And their reflection is a fractal pattern. And I want you to look up what a fractal pattern is, and you'll kind of be able to assimilate what I'm talking about. All right. Now, since they operate in a form of a fractal pattern, when the numbers manifest, they re-emulate themselves within you. Now, the primes, which are the guard, it's not just one particular type of prime. For instance, it's many 131s, or it's many birth dates or whatever log dates that you are. Like, for instance, put your birthday in the building. If you put your birthday in the building, not the year, just the frequency of thought of the day and the month. Because if you go into Genesis chapter 1 verse 14, you were supposed to measure by the heavenly bodies. So I'm giving you the day and the month, more or less. That's the square in the triangle, all right, to connect up with. All right, to connect up with the day and the month. All right, don't put the year. We don't know what year the universe is. All right, but it's always someone that has manifest on that level, more or less a prime that has manifest. Now, it's various different primes in this frequency of thought, or what we call life. Now you might say, well, where do I come in? For instance, like anybody that falls in the number 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 is a neutral prime. Now, a neutral prime literally connects up with the computer. Now, you might say, how is that? Because it's the guardian force of the universe. Now, nobody invented the computer, and literally the computer is the greatest force. The computer that I'm talking about is literally what you consider to be the higher power, because it's the greatest computer that can calculate things into existence that you can imagine. You can't even imagine it. All right, so it literally calculates. Also, it programs things through a frequency of thought, and these are numbers. So that's why the number 2 connects up with the neutral prime, or the number 0 or the number 2 connects up with the neutral prime. You might say, how is that? All right, because you utilize the number 2 to connect up with the computer. Think about it. Because if you first of all, only thing the computer knows is on and off, which is a 1 and a 0. 1 for on and 0 for off. All right, so that's what it is. Like you know how you got when the Messiah said that in Matthew chapter 16 verse 19, when he said this, I'm going to give you the keys. Whatever you loose on earth will be loose in heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Literally, it represents the program. It represents the program of yes and no, of on and off. All right. So that's something to just understand right there. So when you transferring any number imaginable into a binary code is very easy. You deal with the number 2, and it connects up literally with the number 8. Now, I told you the number 8 is very special. Anytime you see the number 8, you thinking about more or less reflection. You're thinking about some form of reflection, some sort of something like a mirror, because when you go to the mirror, you got your two eyes, which represent the number 8. And I told you after the number 7, when you go down and pray, because you praying on all 7, you come to the number 8, because you go to the mirror, because you was looking for God at the temple when you went down on all 7, and you couldn't find God, and you was waiting for God to come, but God never came to that temple. You had to go to another temple. All right. So that other temple so happened to be what? The doorways to your soul, which is your eyes. The doorways to your soul, which is your eyes. All right. You connected with that temple, and that's when you came to the mirror of infinity, and that was the number 8. Because what you realize is things have poles. It's no way that you can split poles, because if I take a magnet, for instance, if I chop a magnet in half, even in half right now, the magnet will still have a north and a south pole to it. Pardon me. It will still have a north and a south pole to it. So no matter what, you can keep on chopping a magnet up, and you'll be like, dag, why it just keep on having a north and a south pole or different polarities? Because that's just how life is. All right. Peace to everybody that's on this 90-day water fast cleansing. You already know what it's all about. Get it right, get it tight. Get it right, get it tight. We are on day 17 of the 90-day water fast. Yup. Day 17. Put your water up. Shway. Put your water up. Put your water up. Feel good about life. Enjoy life. Enjoy the moment for what it's worth. You know, that's what it's all about. Enjoy the moment, y'all. You know, your last meal should be a non-processed meal. One of the things that I like to eat as my last meal, I'll show y'all. I like to eat this as my last meal. These are one of the things. Hopefully y'all can see that. I like to eat stuff like this, and I'm not promoting, but this is like the best, one of the best things you can have for your last meal. All right. This is one of the best things you can have for your last meal. You already know your first meal should be fruit. Your first meal should be fruit. The first thing you should be doing is drinking water. All right. But yeah. Peace to everybody. This your last meal, man. Something like this. Or a salad, however you want to whip it up. Do what you do. Shout out to everybody living life, living good. You know, y'all can put some do y'all herbs and stuff like that. Also, as people doing stuff with sea moss, they actually fixing food with sea moss. Hook it up. We need those minerals. All right, hook up some food. It's various different dishes that you can hook up with sea moss. Mix your sea moss with everything. Okay. So let me continue to talk about the Codex and talk about life in general. If you in here, what's up? You living? Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. Thank you, Sister Jasmine Thompson, our Presidente. Sharing in the YouTube. Thank you everybody watching in the YouTube. Thank you everybody watching on the Facebook. Thank you if you in here. Now, let me continue to talk about this number 8 in a computer and how it links up. All right, and how you turn numbers into a binary sequence so the computer or the mainframe can understand it. Literally, it's like this. All right, let's say if you take the number 1 and then you double it, you get 2, and then you double 2, right? And then 2 gets 4. Let's say 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. We're going to stop there. All right? We're going to stop there. So now I want y'all to think about it like this. If you take a number like this, you only got those numbers, right? You got, let me start over. You got 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 32, 64, and 128. So every number doubled itself. All right. So when you change your numbers into a form of a binary, basically you do this. You let's say if I take the number, let's say the number 5, for instance, the number 5, right? And then we're going to read from left to right and have the number 128. I should do this. I can put this on the PowerPoint for y'all real quick. You read from left to right, right? And you start from the number 128. And let's say if we had the number 5 in general, and everything would be a yes or no. A 1 for a yes and a 0 for a no. So if we had the number 5, for instance, now y'all already know you only got 128, you only got 64, you only got 32, you only got 16, you only got 8, 4, 2, and 1. Those are the only cards that you got. Let's play it like a card game. Those are the only cards that you got. So let's say if I gave you the number 5, the number 28. Do you have a number 28? Does it match up? Basically, can 128 be subtracted from 5? All right. No. So that's a 0. All right. That's 1 0. Then you get what's the name? What do you call it? 128. Then you got 64. Can 64 be subtracted from 5? No, it'll go into the negative. And then you go 32. Can 32 be subtracted by 5? No. So you got 3 zeros now, right? And then you go, can 16 be subtracted from 5? All right? No. So now you got 4 zeros. Now can 8 be subtracted from 5? No. All right. So now you got 5 zeros. Now you got the number 4. Can 4 be subtracted from 5? Yes. Okay. So you got 1. You got 1. And then that's when you get to the number 4. You get 1. All right. So boom. From there, you only have 1 left over. You only have 1 left over. So you go, can 2 be subtracted from 1? No. So can 1 be subtracted from 1? Yes. So in binary code, basically the number 5 would be 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1. All right. Basically that. There go your 8 numbers. So it'd be 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1. So that's how the computer reads things, or more or less, that's how the number connects up. The number 2 literally balances the universe. Literally, it can be a way that you can communicate with any or everything in the universe. The number 2. All right? Yes and no. No and yes. All right? So that's just very simple things. Hopefully y'all got that. If you didn't get it, it's cool. It's cool. We'll have another build. I'll do a PowerPoint on that. That's a whole nother discussion. You might ask me, well, what would I need that for in general? You might ask me, what do I need that for? It's various different things that you need that for. Each computer is programmed like that. You know, if you look at your IP address, it's actually it's programmed by ones and zeros. All right, everything is programmed by ones and zeros. And if you just knew the code by any means necessary, you will be able to protect yourself. All right, you'll be able to protect yourself, and you'll be able to connect with a higher realm or a higher consciousness of thought. All right. So yeah, I went off and I started talking about, you know, the number 2 and the number 8 and how it connects up, and I was talking about the number 7. I was talking about the number 7 essentially. That was important. It was important in the build when I was talking about the number 7, and then I went off to talk about the number 8, the number 2, and how the neutral prime connects up with this. All right, but I'm gonna bring it back to the triangle, the circle, and the square. All right, so again, today so happens to be 9/14/17 in the Codex, and then the 9 represents the 9th month that we're in. All right, the 14 represents the 14th moon, because we're looking at the moon, the moon. All right, and we're in the 14th moon day, not Monday, the 14th moon day, or the 7th moon day. My fault, the 14th moon day, because you see the 171. I don't want to get it confused, but we're on the 14th moon day. Today is actually 9/14/17. All right. And then the circle represents the circle of the world. So we're in tune with the world, or we're in tune with the egg, or anything that's around us in our immediate surroundings. So the final number would be 17. And if you notice, today so happens to be the 17th. And then if you follow the Codex, you'll see that basically the last number always follows the number of the world. It always follows the number of the world that we living in. All right. In general, what consensus number that they connect up with. All right. What else? All right. So let me begin to talk about this just a little bit. I ain't gonna talk y'all head off. I'm gonna bring it to this, and I'm gonna share this information a little bit about this 171, the Declaration of Trust. This is the Tribal Declaration of Trust. Now, this is one of the most importantest books that that we have, besides the 141. All right. Now, you might say, why is that, Lamel? I'm gonna tell you. Because this declaration of trust actually represents certain sovereign power that you have. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I want to show y'all something. You'll see the affidavit of sovereignty as correspondence with notice and intent of baptism. You'll see that within here, and it'll give you a little template. This is not to be recopied or whatever. It's for you to study it and to do your thing with the principles that are in this 171 master key application. All right, just to let you know, this is not to be copied and push forward as a legal document. You're supposed to utilize the principles of this document in order to elevate yourself. All right. So yeah, this is an affidavit of sovereignty as correspondence with notice and intent of baptism. Now I tell people, I say, yo, look, man, one thing is, if you being a part of our community, all of y'all really have to be baptized. Y'all have to be baptized. You might say, what is baptism for? Baptism is always for the remission of debt. Everybody has came in any community, or you come in a community with essential debt. You did something to somebody. You can't act like you all that in a bag of chips, like you really perfect. You not. So everybody has some form of debt. Everybody has some form of debt where they owe somebody. And in the Codex, you are literally worth your weight in gold. I'm gonna keep it real. You are worth your weight in gold in the Codex. So that's important to know. You know what I'm saying? You're worth your weight. You are worth your weight in gold. All right. So yeah. You know, the Tuvalu Tribal Declaration, which is coming forth by day, which is the ancient Tamari, which is Tamaray or Kemet, you know, coming forth by day, which is Confession 33, which is Hail Nefer Tumu, which is who cometh forth by Hetaka, which is Memphis. Now I told you Hetaka is very important. Hetaka. You might say, well, why Hetaka is important? Hetaka is important. I'm gonna tell you why Hetaka is important, man. Because Hetaka is basically is where Ta is worshipped, but also is where Noon is worshipped, and they connect up as Ta Noon, So this is deep when you think about it. This is really deep when you think about it in general, because when you think about it as Ta, and I told y'all this is Memphis of ancient Egypt, but in general it represents the principle, you know, of what he said. I have done neither no harm nor no ill. You coming in with a clean slate. That's all I'm saying. You literally coming in with a clean slate when you coming into this family, man. That's Declaration 33. All right, that's Confession 33 of the 42 negative confessions. That's confession number 33. It mum's the word. But at the same time, it says, look, I have done no harm. It says, I have done neither harm nor ill. Meaning I haven't offended no one. You know? Literally, I haven't. I want y'all to know y'all coming in with a clean slate. You know, and I break various different things down in this. You know, and it says, and if I blank have harmed anyone or acquired debt of any currency utilized throughout the world, may this prayer be honored as correspondence to set off the debt obligation upon which my physical body that is connected to my living soul is required. See, I am that I am. All right, and I give you various citations to look up. Y'all can check that out. All right. And then also I connect you up with Exodus chapter 13, chapter 3, verse 13, where Moses said, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. And they ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I tell them? You know what you're supposed to tell them. I am that I am sent you. Real talk. Because people, let me tell you, real talk, people don't know. We really don't know the essential name of the Most High God. If you really knew the name of the Most High God, you would probably have power over it. You know what I'm saying? It has power over you. It knows your name. You know what I'm saying? But to keep it real, that 113 is another 131. And then it connects you up with Matthew chapter 3:11, which is, indeed I baptize you with water unto repentance, but he that cometh after me is mightier than I, whose shoes I am not worthy to bear. He shall baptize you with the Holy Ghost and with fire. So this is important to note also. This is very important to note also and connecting that. So it is 11:41 right now. It is 141. It is 141 on the Clizock. Peace to everybody that is connecting with the movement right now. Thank you for everybody that supports. You already know what it's hitting for. We're gonna do this. So yeah. It says all right, the Code of Canon Law of Baptism, which is 849 through 878. And this is baptism is to be conferred either by immersion or by pouring. The precepts of the conference of bishops are to be observed. So, I broke this down before how it's a different thing. It's a difference between being literally, you got immersionary baptism and you got a fusionary baptism. So a lot of people got a fusionary baptism by the sprinkling of water and not immersionary baptism, literally by being dipped fully in the water. All right, so hopefully we'll be able to connect with that realm of thought sooner than later, and we'll be able to build on that. But yeah, this book is very good. One of the things in reference to the sovereign power that I want people to connect up with this book is this. I'm gonna show y'all something that's very special in this book. Not just this right here. This is very special right here. This right here is very special. This is very special. Thank you for Facebook for shutting me down. Thank you for always hating. Thank you for everybody supporting the movement. But real talk, if you look at this codex right here, this is something that I build upon every day. Every day I share this information with y'all from 1 through 31, from head to toe, what this stuff means. All right, every number represents literally something that's going on in your life, a situation, a problem, whatever that's going on. It represents something, and it connects with the body of what we consider to be the Messiah. All right, so yeah, but what's so powerful about this book, besides anything, is it's just a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of good stuff that's in this book, man. But I want to bring y'all to this. I'm gonna bring y'all to the end of the book to show y'all something. I want y'all to check out. That's very important. Yeah, it's very important. I want y'all to check this out. Wow. Hopefully it'll let me do it. Alright, Dad. No. Besides the point that you have certain prayer positions, like, look at this book, man. Like, I'm gonna break some stuff down. This is gonna be a good part. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Let me do this. All right. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty decent. All right. So the first thing is you say the first position, which is the opening of the spiritual gateway. You say Ya Fatuhat, Ya Tuwalu, Ya Tuwalu Waku, Tuwaluhu, Ya Tuwalu, Anta Ten Fatatum Bi Pa Fatu, Wa Pa Fatu, Kalun Fi Pa Fatu, Shil Fatuuk, Ya Fatu. Alright? Which is the opener. Yeah, divine principle. Yeah, divine principle. And all the divine principles of creative will. Yeah, divine principle, you are the everlasting opening by opening within your opening. Yeah, opener. So you stand in this position right here. Hopefully y'all can see that. Totally. Y'all can see that. Y'all stand in that position at the gateway. Let me see if Yeah, you stand in that position at the gateway. Hopefully y'all can see that pretty decent now. But you stand in that position at the gateway. And this is important. Now I gave y'all how to basically open up to that higher dimension. And this, I want y'all to look at it more or less like an antenna. You got to look at yourself like an antenna sometimes. All right. I really want y'all to look. I want y'all to look at yourselves as an antenna, considering the fact that when you move the antenna, you actually change the frequency of the antenna or the station that you tune into. So that's important to understand about this. All right, so you know what you say. I gave y'all what y'all say. Ya fatuhat, ya tuwalu, ya tuwalu waku, tuwaluhu, ya tuwalu, anteten fatah tum bi pa fatu, wa pa fatu, kalun fi pa fatu, shil fatuok, ya fatu. All right. Connect up with the tuwalu. Definitely, it's a good feeling. All right, tuwalu means divine manifestation. All right, and we connect up through many cultures. We are the turtle people, so we travel the whole world. We travel the whole world and the universe. Literally, the turtle represents the ambassador of the universe. So the next position you would do in this wundu, which actually means prayer, the next position that you would actually do so happens to be this position, would be the raising of the hands. So you raise your hands like this. Raise your hands. And you say, this is what you say. I got you. Come on. You say, Inin kunen en finua tawahat li hayu. Very easy to say, y'all. Come on, y'all. You say, Inin kunen en finua tawahat li hayu. All right. Now, what you're giving reference to here, you're saying we all. My fault. Let me. You're basically saying, we all give thanks for life. That's what you're saying. Inen kunenen finoa tawahat li hayu. Very easy to say. Very easy to say. Inen kunen nen finoa tawahat li hayu. Li hayu. All right, and you stand like that. And then what you would say next is Li hayu hamud elapa shu awutala. 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 Very easy. Li hayu hamud elapa shu awutala. Now shu awutala represents all the elements. It represents all the elements. Everything. Shu represents air. A represents fire. Wu represents water. Ta represents earth. And La represents flesh. So you say Li hayu hamud elapa shu awutala. So for life, praise to the universe. Basically, you're saying praise to the universe. Shua Wutala, everything that encompasses the universe. That's why he's saying for life, Hamud ilapa Shua Wutala. Because Hamud is praise and Illa means towards Pa, the Pa, and then it will be Pa Shua Wutala. And Shua Wutala literally is the higher principle, or that which encompasses everything we know to be in existence. All right. So that is the prayer position that you move with from there. Thank you for everybody that's joining this build. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let's move forward. So, as y'all know, you holding up the principle of 9. Everything that flows between the 1 and the 9. Let's move forward. So the next thing is you put your hands on your chest like this. You put your hands on your chest like this. After you do this, after you put your hands up, after you say Inen kunanan fino tawahat li hayu hamud ilapashu awutala li hayu hamud ilapashu awutala. After you say that, that's when you proceed to put your hands right like this on your chest. Put your hands on your chest and say Inen kunanan fino tawahat li sahut. Inen kunanan fino tawahat li sahut. Inen kunanan fino tawahat li sahut. Alright? Inen kunanan fino tawahat li sahut. Hold your hands like that on your chest. Alright? You're doing left over right. Lock it in. And then you say Li sahut hamud ilapashu awutala. 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 And then the first thing you say though is Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. Then you say Li sahut hamud ilapashu awutala. Li sahut hamud ilapashu awutala. Thank you. All right. So now you are opening up something real serious. Now you're giving thanks for health on here. You're giving thanks for health. Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. Sahut is health. Alright. Li sahut hamud ilapa shu awutala. So you can understand where that coming from. Li sahut for health. Praise towards the universe. Alright. Very easy. Alright, the next position. Well, that connects up, you see. As y'all see. So for health, praise to the elements. Alright, the next position. From there, you're going to do this one. You say this one. You say, Inen kunanan fino tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. You say, Inen kunanan fino tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. Come on. Say it, y'all. Inen kunanan fino tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. Come on, y'all. Inen kunanan fino tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan fino tawat li sahut. That's the prayer position that you get in. So you move from here. You move from there to there. There you go. Yeah. So you already know ancestors moving like this. Ancestors are moving like this also. Inen kunanan finoa tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan finoa tawat li sahut. Inen kunanan finoa tawat li raziganat. Inen kunanan finoa tawat li sahut. So what you're giving reference to right here is that the waters that are beneath, the waters and the earth that are beneath your feet, that's what you're giving reference to. It's a way that you give reference to it. And this is the way I'm showing y'all. I'm showing y'all that way how to actually connect up and give reference to that which is beneath. And this is how you do it. Alright? This is how you do it right here. Alright? This is the prayer position. When you chant, now I started this build off talking about how when you move yourself, you move like an antenna. Think about it like that. Every time you move yourself, you move yourself essentially like an antenna to connect up with a higher spiritual realm of thought. You know what I'm saying? So that's important. That's very important to understand. Alright? So, yeah. The ancestors gave reference to that which was beneath, so should you. They was giving reference to the waters and the earth beneath their feet. Alright? So, let me see. And right here, you already know. I showed y'all what y'all say. You say, Inen kunenen finua tawahat li raziganat. Raziganat in tawahat. It says, Inen kuneh. Kuneh means we all, nen finua. We all give thanks. Nen finua tawahat. Thanks is tawahat. Tawahat. Thanks. Tawu is to thank. But tawahat means thanks. And it says li raziganat. And raziganat so happens to be provisions. Because razug or razak means to provide. And that's one of the attributes that we give reference to also, which is el razaku. Alright, which is the provider. So it says inen kunenen finoa tawahat li raziganat. Alright, inen kunenen finoa tawat li sahut. We give thanks for provisions. We all give thanks for provisions, and we all give thanks for health. You know? And this is giving reference to the ancestors and also giving reference to your descendants. It's not just about your ancestors, y'all. I know people are infatuated with tapping into the ancestors. I really want you to be more infatuated with tapping into your descendants. Those that are going to be your children. Your children's children that came from your stem. I want people to focus on that part also. Alright, so yeah. Alright, so we moved there. Breathe. Make sure you breathing. Make sure y'all are breathing. Make sure y'all breathing. Then you go up and do this. You say, look, you see how I'm standing, y'all. Look at my feet. Look at my hands. All this is important. You say this. Look at my hands, y'all. Meladum kum sahu hadur ilata kamazi sakun fi pasahu liolat. That's what you say. My fault, y'all. But yeah, you say Meladum kum sahu hadur ilata kamazi sakun fi pasahu liolat. That's how you do that. Alright? Meladum kum sahu hador ilata kame zi sakun fi pasahu liolat. And then you hold your hands like this. All right? And if you notice, my pinky is a certain way. My hands are a certain way. And if you can't see this real big, you can actually turn your phone to the side. It actually makes you see this totally bigger if you want to do it like that. Also, like I said, you say Meladum kum sahu hadur ilata kamazi sakun fi pasahu liulat. And then you say, may your kingdom of heaven come on earth as it exists in the heavenly skies. That's very easy. May your kingdom of heaven come to earth as it exists in the heavenly skies. Very easy to say, very easy to interpret. Meladum kum sahu hadur ilata kamazi sakun fi pasahu liulat. Hopefully y'all got that. Thank you for everybody sharing this video. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's how you do it. Meladum kum sahu hadur elata kamasi sakun fi pasahu liulat. All right. Moving forward, I'm almost done. From there, you step forward and you do this. You say, Nuk bi mashoy mash. You say, Nuk bi mashoy mo la shor fi maladum kum sahu. All right. You say, Nuk bi mashoy mo la shor fi maladum kum sahu. All right. Like you willfully walk into the kingdom of heaven. Like I'm willing to walk into your kingdom of heaven. Now you can write all these down. And if you write them down, essentially you'll know them better. And if you know the positions, you can just go into positions and pray. Just go into positions, learn the positions first. And then you'll learn the certain words of utterance. And that'll help you along. But this is a prayer position right here. Make sure that you get in that position. Assume the position. All right? Real talk. Real talk. This is a way to connect up. Now, I started this discussion talking about this. I said, listen, when you praying, you actually like an antenna, and every way you move your body like an antenna. It's like you tapping into the higher force. But you tapping into a station. You tapping into a station the way you moving your body like that. Tapping into the higher force. You're tapping into a station. So that's important to note if y'all paying attention. You know, every time you move your body essentially in a sacred position, you are actually tuning into the antenna. All right. So yeah, you say Nuk bi mashoy mo la shor fi maladum kum sahu. Nuk bi mashoy mo la shor fi maladum kum sahu. That's what you say. All right. And when you do that, you actually can tap into the higher force, stepping into the kingdom willfully. I willfully step into your kingdom of heaven. I am willing to walk into your kingdom of heaven. And it's been various different people that stood in this position. It's been various different people that stood in this position, not just myself. It's various different people that have stood in this position, y'all. So now y'all know what it means. You're willing to walk into the kingdom of heaven. All right. You're willing to walk into the kingdom of heaven. That's what this means. when you stepping like that, y'all get it. And then you go down again, and you get on your knees and you put your hands up like this, like your ancestors, just the same way you're going to show your descendants how to do this. All right, you get on your knees like this, and then you connect up, and this represents basically the kneeling position, but the Jathui Stamzam, but it also represents literally you humbly wait for their arrival or your guardians to arrive. It's many things that you humbly await for its arrival, namely death. But you definitely humbly wait for the arrival of your ancestors to fall upon you. To fall upon your mind, yo. Real talk. And that's important. That's important. And then you go down, put your face on the ground. You say, Nuk Amidu Anteten Li Hayui, Nuk Amidu Anteten Li Sahuti, Nuk Amidu Anteten Li Ju Shayu Okra Anteten Baruk Ni Kar. So it's like you basically say, I thank you all for my life. Talking about giving reference to your ancestors and your descendants. I thank you all for my health. I thank you all for everything else that you have blessed me with. Conscious and unconscious, known and unknown. All right? So that's something important. In all these positions, even though you are all gods here, goddesses, emperors, empresses, kings, queens, we have always connected with the higher force like this. So nobody's above the rim. Literally. Nobody's above the rim on this one, honey. Nobody's above the rim. I showed y'all different places where people are praying like this also, that claim to be gods or consider themselves to be gods. Hopefully you connect up with that realm of thought also. So yeah. What's up, y'all? What else I gotta say before I get off? This water is looking really juicy. Make sure that you're drinking your water. Peace to everybody that's on this 90-day water cleansing, this 90-day water fast cleansing. Shout out to you. You are worth it. You are worth it. You are worth it. Trust me, you are worth it. Do yourself some good. Do yourself some good. I'm gonna get off. I love y'all. I'll put in my work. It's never done though. It's never really done. Make sure you eating good, living good, drinking water, feeling good, loving people. And that's it. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Shout out to my 1221s. I love you. You love me. Me is we. Coom. Coom.